So what's it really all about? Well, the same thing it's always about. Money and power. Who has it? Who wants it? And who's willing to pay for it? I don't know how many of you remember the big deal around the Clinton Foundation when Hillary was named Secretary of State, on how the Obama administration came out and said that they'll make sure that the Clinton Foundation and Hillary Clinton are separated as long as she holds the Secretary of State position. Everything he said sounded good at the time, but then again, a lot of things that these people say are meant to sound good at the time. It's meant to sound plausible. It's meant to sound, well, the same way every con man means their words to say. It is meant to sound believable. And at the time, I believed it. It sounded reasonable. But that isn't the way it went. The Clinton Foundation was basically used as a middleman for America's secrets. In other words, if you were willing to pay enough money into the foundation, then you could have access to specific parts or all of her private server. That's what that shit was all about. There's no other reasonable explanation. And there's no other reasonable explanation as to why Obama left the White House 10 times richer than he was when he went in. Because he was getting paid too. And it was all cool and everything was hunky-dory as long as one of their people managed to retain power. Specifically, Hillary Clinton. Did they have people in the bag on the other side when the presidential race came out for the Republicans? More than likely. That's the way things are conducted. And most of us know this to be true and are so wrapped up in that idea and that philosophy that we think it's completely impossible for some outsider to come in and actually pull off a victory. Well, surprise, surprise, ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what happened. And that's why the establishment is so against Donald Trump. Because he is an existential threat to everything they were doing. And because he's a threat, They cooked up all of this Russian bullshit, threw it in the blender, and hoped to God they could make something out of it. Of course it didn't work, because, well, for the most part, the people in the establishment and the deep state are incompetent. And that's exactly why they're so susceptible to breaking the law. Because incompetency goes against the rules of loyalty, the rules of honor, the rules of acting like a respectable freaking human being. Because someone who's incompetent, number one, is easily misled. Number two, is easily drawn into things that they shouldn't be drawn into. And that's why everybody went along with this bullshit. And it all stems around incompetent and inability to be able to distinguish the difference between breaking the law and upholding their oaths of office. It's pretty much just that simple. And because of their own incompetence, everything's falling down around them. And things are about to be brought out into the open. And for anyone who's been paying attention, for the most part, they already have. But these people are so arrogant and so wrapped up in their own bullshit that they believe their own lies. In doing so, has pretty much allowed their whole network to be exposed. See, they think we're extremely stupid, that we can be easily distracted by just about anything. And in some cases, that's very true. People would much rather watch a football game, or watch a baseball game, or worry about what the next Netflix series is, than look into the things that really matter. How we got to this point, the specifics of where they were trying to take everything, and so forth and so on. But it's going to come to the point, and I'm hoping it's fairly soon, that even the people that are still fast asleep are going to have no choice but to see what's been going on right under their noses for quite some time. And that's why things have went the way they've went. A little at a time, drip, drip, drip. So that people can see what's on the other side of the mountain.